much over the last 2 videos, all of your comments and love and support, and just it's meant the world to us. It's been amazing. So sorry we made you cry the last couple days.
Who's cutting onions?
Yeah, those were so funny. Your guys' comments cracked us up so
I'm
much.
not crying, you're crying.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Like this one, it was like, thanks for, like, I saw this one comment, it was saying how, like, your video made me cry, and then in parentheses it said, again. I was like, oh.
We're gonna get back to happier vlogs after this one, especially with Christmas coming up.
Yes.
So, but we wanted to answer some of your questions tonight, so here we go. All right, the first question, and Alex and Hannah have not seen or heard a lot of these questions, so you're gonna get their actual response.
I didn't even know we were doing this.
Yeah. We're doing it. All right, here we go. Alex and Hannah. So Sam isn't Alex's bio sister. I'm just confused. Sam explained it some. Does Alex just think of her as a sister since they grew up in foster care together? And he says he saved them. And this is from Lynn's B1996.
Okay.
So we're actually going to answer the saved part a little bit later on in the question because it comes up again and it'll make more sense with the story.
So no, she's not my biological sister, but I do count her as a sister because we did grow up in foster care and then we were adopted and we spent most of our lives together. So pretty much she was my sister to me.
So a little bit of like a background with that. So Alex was placed into a foster home and he was there for a little bit and then his siblings were getting adopted by another family. So he ended up going to that family to be adopted, but they decided not to adopt Alex and he got put into a shelter. So the first foster family that had him, when they found out that they put him back into a shelter, they went and got Alex from the shelter and ended up adopting him. And that placement that adopted him had already had Hannah and Sam and their cousin Eric in their house, and so they adopted all of them. So Alex was legally at one point Sam's sister, or Sam's brother. I guess that's sister. Sam was your sister that way, but so that's kind of how they all met. All right, next question. Missy Davenport. Hannah, just curious about how you feel about the possibility of meeting your birth mom. Hold on one second before you answer. Also, Carrie's Morrow. My question is, would you like to see your mother and father again? And do you have more sisters or brothers? If you answer my question, I love your videos. I love your family, by the way. All right, so we'll go to Hannah first. How do you feel about that? About possibly meeting your birth mom and possibly a birth father at some point?
So I don't remember my mom since I was put into foster care at such a young age. So I think it would be like cool to do it, but like I don't really know my mom, so there wouldn't really be a connection. You know, I don't know. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Or like I honestly don't know my dad's name. I don't know who my dad is, so I don't know. Like again, like there'd be no connection. So I don't know.
Does it interest you?
Does it interest you?
It does kind of interest me. Just see like where I got my looks, but
that makes sense. All right, what about you, Alex?
Yeah, I'd like to, cause like they're the people who gave me life. Like, yeah, they messed up, but I'd still
but everyone
at
deserves
least
a second chance.
I'd still at least like to say hi to them or shake their hand and just be able to say like, thank you for the life you've given me. It's been great.
Wait, what? That doesn't make a lot of sense though to me.
Yeah, my life was bad, but look where I'm at now. It's all good.
That's
So,
true. I feel like every path in life leads you to a certain point.
Oh,
go ahead.
And I think it'd be cool because Sam said that she always asks about me. So like
that was really sweet that she asked and still thinks about you. I think that's very sweet. That was a very awesome thing. Okay, the next question is by Rebecca Hess. Was Sam comfortable with all the hugging from Hannah? I think she loved it. I
I
do.
liked it.
I mean, that's her sister.
I
so-
mean, just being present, I know you guys got to see a lot of it, but Sam really like hugged her back and sat there, and you can tell she didn't pull away, she didn't, I feel like she absolutely loved your hugs, and I felt like she has such a connection with you, Hannah, that she just really was in a good place to just love and enjoy that moment, so. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, I feel the same also because like now that she worked on herself, that like she wouldn't be like, she wouldn't pull away or like.
Yeah, she was excited.
Excited.
Yeah, and she's wrote us all back and forth. We've been talking nonstop since that whole time. Actually, right before we started this video, we were like, Alex, get off your phone. And he's like, I'm texting Sam. So, Natasha. Okay, so she did change her name. Her name was Sam, and she changed it to Natasha. So we're still,
cool name.
It is an awesome name. We're still trying to get used to calling her that though, because we're so used to saying it one way, but.
Yeah.
All right, the next question, Mariah's journey. What did Alex mean when he said, thank you for saving us? So
Okay.
I love this. Can you let Dad explain a little bit about the beginning, and then
Yeah.
you can chime in? Because he explained it so well the other night when we were talking about it.
So I want to talk a little bit, and this was asked in another question, but I don't know if we're going to answer it fully now. But so they were adopted into a home, and they lived there for 7 years, Alex, Hannah, and Sam. In that 7 years, that family was very abusive. Now,
Physically and mentally.
physically and mentally. And so others have asked, well, wasn't there like checkups from CPS caseworkers and stuff like that?
A lot.
There was.
And there was actually a lot of investigations.
They
Yeah.
came over, I think, how many times?
Like
One-
7 or 8
once
times.
a week.
7 or 8 times before.
And so here's the thing. So part of the mental abuse that they went through was threatening. So when CPS comes to your home to investigate, they talk to everybody in the house. So the kids did have an opportunity to say, you know what, this is going on, or this is what's happening. They didn't take that because the folks that had adopted them and that were abusing them were threatening them. And not threatening them directly, but threatening their other siblings. So for instance, say they were doing something wrong to Hannah, they would say, well, you can't say anything because we're gonna hurt Sam, or we're gonna do something like that. The other thing that they did, and it's really sad, is, so these kids were adopted into this home, and they thought, well, this home is horrible, and I'm being treated horribly. But they were continually told that, well, if you say something, CPS is gonna take you away, and they're gonna put you someplace even worse than where
And you'll
where
never
you're
get to
at.
see each other again.
And you'll never
It's
get to
gonna
see
be a
each
worse
other
home,
again, and it's gonna be a worse situation.
Also, like at the time, we didn't understand because we were like young, so
Yeah, they didn't
we didn't
understand
understand.
that it couldn't. I mean, it couldn't get worse. I feel like.
I was just terrified
Panic.
because imagine like not knowing where you're gonna go, you know? Like they just tell you, yeah, they're gonna take you away and put you in a different home. You're like,
Is it gonna be
that's
worse? Is it-
terrifying.
And they
That is
had
a
siblings that they
terrifying thing.
cared about, and they didn't want to be separated from.
So basically, they fed them with fear and then had them from there, you know, not say anything. So through several investigations, through several things, none of the kids said anything until Sam stepped up. Natasha. So she overcame her fear, and she told a caseworker what was really going on and what was being done and said and everything like that. So they did remove the kids right after that whole thing happened. But I think that's kind of what Alex is talking about, that Sam she was able to overcome that huge fear of not knowing where you're going and not knowing if you'll be separated and not knowing if it's going to be a worse situation, to try to save them. And she did. And they're in a great place, and they found us, and it was, I mean, ultimately she saved them. Is that how you would explain it too?
She would like, in my way of saving, she would like comfort us if we like ever did like have something like wrong or something. She would comfort us like a mom. So
as long as she knew that we were happy or protected, then she just wanted the best. So I guess she just got tired of all of it and decided to say something, even though I was terrified. I would have though, but like there were so many times when I just wanted to tell them what really happened, but I didn't know what would happen. So yeah.
That's scary.
The other thing Alex said too, and I know Hannah kind of touched on this, but Sam was always there for them. And when situations would happen or bad things would go on, Sam would go behind her adoptive parents' back and protect them or give them things that they needed to have, or, you know, all of that. And would you agree?
Yeah.
That's what you feel like she saved you guys? Okay. Do you have anything else you want to say, or do you want me to move on?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Okay, so the next one, this one's a little bit happier, okay? All right, Madeline and Stilts, how did it feel when you found your forever home? I love watching your vlogs.
Amazing. Incredible.
Eye itchy.
You okay?
No, my mascara, my eyelash is like rubbing on my eye.
Oh, okay. So how did it feel like when you finally this is my forever home?
I
felt
was
accepted.
a little scared, but
Scared?
do you mean like when you actually got adopted, or like when you first?
I would say not even when you got adopted, because I think if you go back and even watch their adoption video, Hannah was really nervous in the court, and to be expected to be adopted one time and for that to end up being a really bad situation, I think courts are kind of a trigger for you. Wouldn't you agree?
I was scared because what happened, and then if it was actually because they adopted us and I thought it was gonna be we were forever home, and I was scared that it was the abuse was gonna happen again. So yeah.
So it was scary. So I wouldn't even say that that's the point you guys knew it was forever home, but I think after you saw there's no abuse, there's no anything like that, how did you feel when you finally felt okay, yes, this is my forever home?
It felt during the whole the whole time before we came into your family, it felt stressful. It was whether or not you were moving, or it was stressful, and then it felt like the weight was lifted off your shoulder.
Aww.
And you could actually I don't know.
It was probably really scary for Hannah too, because Sam knew we were a good family. So Sam actually lived with us while she was in foster care for about 3 weeks to a month.
No, it was almost 2 months actually.
Was it almost 2 months?
Yeah.
I can't remember how long it was. So Sam actually lived with us for a while. And she saw that we were a good family and that we were taking care of them, that there was no abuse, that we were good people. And at that point, Sam had decided she wanted to work on herself. And she felt she couldn't work on herself being in that environment. She needed some time away from Hannah and Alex, not in a bad way. She needed to find who she was as a person, because she had spent a lot of her life taking care of her younger siblings and protecting them from the horrible abuse that they had in the home that they were in. And so...
yeah, so it was good for her to kind of step out of that situation, but she was also old enough to be able to recognize a good home. And I think that she was okay, this is a good home. And I know, and parts of the video yesterday were cut with the whole conversation with her, because there were some private moments and some things that were said that we didn't necessarily want to put out there. But one of those things that she was saying is that she felt guilty for leaving, and that she felt bad, she was abandoning them. But also she knew that it was what was best for her, and it was a time when she could be selfish. And she recognized that we were a good home, they were protected, they were taken care of, that she could kind of release that and go do what she needed to do. And we were able to talk to her, please don't feel guilty, you were right, you had a gut feeling and you were right about it. And ultimately it worked out for her and for them. But I think that at the same time, Hannah didn't know that. And Hannah was at an age where she didn't know who she could trust and who she couldn't. And so that took time, it took patience, it took a lot for Hannah to even get to a place where she trusts.
So I think when it comes to Hannah's, how she felt when she found out she was going to be adopted, with Sam having left at that point, I do think she was probably really nervous, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, go ahead, Alex.
It would.
Oh,
sorry.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Because it like I don't know if like anyone's gone through this, but imagine like having your sister there like your whole life and then having her leave.
Especially a sister that was there for you for everything
Yeah.
and that's hard. I can't even imagine going through something like that. Not being able to see Shelly, like I would just, I would die. All right, Alex, go ahead.
Move down here.
I knew that this was my forever family when, so I used to throw temper tantrums, right? But like, that's how kids are. But before in the other house, in the home I used to live in, that's where the abuse for me came in. Cause I don't think they really knew how to parent well or to take care of, I guess, tantrums. And so I would throw them and they would just be this monstrous fit. Like it was insane, literally. But I knew that I was wanted and safe because they wouldn't get mad. They would talk to me. They'd, hold on, sorry.
Oh, we're not meaning to make you cry. I'm sorry.
Every time.
Okay, no more crying after today.
Sorry.
Just letting you know,
Nuggets.
we made all of our
Stop cutting
kids cry.
No more doing that. Put those onions away.
Only happy things after today.
Okay, so as I was saying,
You're crying.
as I was saying, they would just talk me through it, and they would just always be the best they could, and yeah, I just felt safe where I was. So.
I had, and are you okay with me sharing something? Okay. So we had this one moment where Alex was really upset and kind of throwing a temper tantrum, and he was super hard to calm down because he was pacing and he was, and he was just having this moment. And I sat down and we were just super patient and we sat with him and we told him, or then he broke down and started crying and he said, "It's okay, you can go ahead and send me back, they all do." And I'm trying not to cry too. But I had this moment where Alex looked at me in my eyes and I just told him, "I'll love you no matter how you act." And it was almost like, kind of like Hannah was saying a couple minutes ago, that this weight was lifted. And this moment that, okay, and he told me, I finally have somebody in my life who understands me and who will be there for me no matter what. And you know what, since that moment on, he's never had a temper tantrum or really any temper tantrum. I would say that's his last official temper tantrum. And it was just like, he was this calm, happy, you would never know that he even had a past because he was just amazing and just overcame it so quickly. So I'm super proud of you, Alex.
Thank you. Every time.
Ugh. Some of these things are really hard to talk about, but we love you guys this much because you're family and we're discussing some very heavy things.
I usually don't like to cry, but I couldn't hold it back, so you're welcome.
So just real quick, Alex, so how did you feel when Sam decided to leave, or Natasha decided to leave?
At first, I didn't really understand why, because I thought she was happy too, because I thought, she's the one who got us out of the situation, why would she want to leave? So I was just confused at first. But then, I think you guys told me this, or I figured it out myself, but she needed her own time. And so I was like, that makes sense. I want her to be happy in her own way. So if that's taking time, then I'm down for it.
One thing that Alex, I feel like, is really good at is wants other people to be happy. And he's really understanding and really compassionate towards people working through what they need to work through. And I think that's such an amazing quality that he has that I absolutely love. All right, next question. This kind of goes with the earlier question. Aaliyah Fensk, is it hard for Hannah to know that she has other siblings and that her mom has been asking about her? What did you feel like when Sam told you that, Natasha told you? I know, I'm having a hard time saying that, but when she told you that you had siblings and that your mom was asking about you, like how do you feel?
Well, I always knew that I had like another sister, but I never knew that I had like
that many siblings?
siblings. But
So let's get the count correct. So you have an older brother that's older than Natasha, right?
Yes.
Then there's Natasha, then there's Hannah, and then there's five.
There's five additional.
Five
So
additional
there's
younger
8
siblings.
total.
Than
Dang! What the
Wow.
heck?
Yeah.
I only have 2.
Thought we'd clear that up because there were some questions about that.
What the heck?
and what's the
You haven't
Oh, it was just, how do you feel about having them out there? Like, do you want to meet your siblings?
I honestly, I don't know, because like I was saying, I don't really know them, so.
She doesn't really feel a connection. Not like the way that she does
No,
with
I'm not
Sam.
trying to make that feel
No.
mean. I'm not trying to make
No,
that
that's
sound
not
like
mean at all.
But like I don't really know them, so like.
We did stalk their Facebook. I know. In our Never Have I Ever video, people called me a stalker because I like to go.
Wait, no, we should insert.
We can't.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did look up, and there's this picture, and it almost looks identical to Hannah. I thought it was Hannah, actually.
I thought it was too, because
Yeah.
she
I'm like, there's Hannah. Oh, wait.
she shows the phone to Dad, and like, but for a quick sec, I seen it pass, and I was like, what? Hannah? But then she like looks at it, and I look over her shoulder, and I'm like, wow.
It wasn't Hannah, it was her little sister. So she has like a twin out there that looks just like her, which I think is a really cool thing. But then at the same time, I mean, it's not like we know her or not like
Yeah.
it's like a
Yeah.
personal, it's kind of hard. Okay, Isabella Ludens. Hi, I love you guys so much, and you guys really helped me through some tough times I had in my life with my parents fighting, so thank you for that. And in a question, do you think Hannah and her sister will ever live together when they are older? And what happened with the parents that they had to go into foster care? Thank you. So I actually don't know. I think that Natasha had mentioned that they saw some marks on her and stuff, so I think there was some physical abuse, but I don't know exactly why Hannah was removed from
So
her
real
birth
quick,
parents.
so normally when you adopt a child or when you get a child from foster care, you'll get the notes from their past. Because they were adopted by a previous family, we didn't get the notes from their childhood when they first got taken into foster care. The only notes that we got was from their previous family. So unfortunately,
On both of them.
there's a
So
lot
we have,
of
like-
info missing.
Yeah, we don't know a lot about the birth side. It's more just the adopted. So it was kind of a different situation. But do you think once you're older and going to college or something that you would ever live with Natasha?
I would. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that would be cool if they were like roommates in college together or something like that. That's so fun.
Yeah.
That's so fun. I know a couple other, that's all the questions that we actually wrote down, but I wanted to address one other one that was put on there, and I don't know exactly how it was worded. But kind of basically I got from a lot of the questions are, you know, would Hannah feel bad and want to go live with her birth mom, or want to go live with Sam now that Sam's older and mature, and like those kind of questions. But I think ultimately at the end of the day, a lot of adoptions, and I even feel like adoption parents in general, have this fear, and they have a fear of, you know, what if they don't love me because I'm not their birth mom, or what if they don't love me in a way that, you know, they would love a biological sibling or their siblings. And I think it's why a lot of adoptions are closed adoptions, and it's why, and not that that's a bad way and all, but that's not how I feel. I don't know, I feel like the more people in somebody's life that loves them, the better. And I don't feel that people replace other people. So, and I don't feel that I replace her birth mom in any way, but I'm in a huge addition. I'm her forever mom. And
That's even better.
that's even better. To me, it's way better. But it doesn't take away if she loves Sam. Just, you know what I mean? It's just another kind of love. It's just another tear. And it just brings that much more stuff, you know, that much more love into somebody's life. And I can relate it to kind of Aaron and I's marriage too. At first, my mother-in-law, I'm gonna call her out, sorry mother-in-law, I love you. But I think at first she kind of had a hard time that she felt maybe I replaced her, and that, you know, Aaron wanted to spend all this time with me because, you know, we were falling in love and wanted to be married, and it took away from time with her though at the same time. So I think she kind of struggled with that. But then we got to a point where I think that she and I both understand that he loves both of us just as much as the other person, you know, and it didn't take away from that love or that, you know, that relationship at all to have another relationship. And so as far as like Hannah and Alex, I want them to have relationships, you know, with Natasha. And I think that that's a really important part in their lives and a part of who they are and what they went through in their past. And I would never want to take away or prevent that from happening in any way. And so I feel like people should be more open in adoptions and not feel like they're gonna get rejected. I guess I feel like that's kind of a fear. And relationships are amazing, and the more love and relationships you can have, the better.
Quick shout out, I love you, Ma. I hope you're watching.
We love you.
Love you, Grandma.
All right, well, thank you so much for watching our Q&A. We hope that we at least cleared some of the questions up.
Hope you enjoyed my tears.
I know, Alex has never cried on camera. This is the first time.
If you guys have any additional questions, please post them in the comments section. We will do our best to answer them in a future video or
Not this week, not this week.
Yeah, we need a little break from this emotional stuff.
Oh.
But we really hope with our channel that we can open up lines of communication and that we can show that foster care and adoption is such an amazing thing, and it can bring such joy into your lives. And if you're having a hard time in relationships in your life, that you reach out to people, and it doesn't have to be blood to be a family. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.
Bye.
Like, subscribe, comment,
Share.
thumbs up,
Get our
share,
merch.
Turn on the bell.
turn on the notifications,
Cop the merch.
and grab some merch. Love you guys. Take care.